Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something I've been hearing on some of these channels called retiring into retirement. And I think now I understand what people are saying about that. So this is a video more about the mentality of retirement. So if you're like me at 55 and you've been following some of the videos I've been making, the main thing for me is whether or not I can retire given the amount of money I have in my retirement accounts. Now, keep in mind, when you're retiring and you have for standard American style retirement vehicles, you really can't take those out until 59 and a half. So that means for somebody like me, I have 4.5 more years. I turned 55 in March. That's can be a long time. Plus, I don't have a particular occupation where I'm going to retire from like IBM or Apple. I don't work for a company. I work for myself and I have my own company. Having said that, I do very well for myself, relatively. I'm very blessed in that regard. But there's a lot of uncertainty that I always experience and sometimes a lot of anxiety. And because of that anxiety about retiring, I constantly, get concerned about whether or not I'll be able to support myself, my family. I've got 2 children. They have to still go to college. And the way things are in the economy, it's not very simple, right? If you know anything about college, you'll know that the cost of it is pretty expensive. So to me, that's the next step. My home, if I were to withdraw monies today and pay the taxes on it, I probably could just pay it off and I'll be done with it. And all I have to pay is the taxes. At least the interest component of that mortgage would disappear. Now, having said that, what does it mean to retire into retirement? Well, I think it's a mentality shift. So for example, when you're retiring, you're thinking about what am I going to do next? Am I going to go play golf, go fishing, and those kinds of things? But I think the best way for any kind of transition into something very major like this is to do that. That's the operative word, transition. And transition like where you're landing like an airplane. So take it in steps, and that's what I plan to do. So for example, one of the concerns I have is I certainly don't want to be doing what I'm doing now, but what I don't want to also be idle. So there are things you can do like your hobbies, but say for example you want to work. So what does that look like? For me, working could be a number of things. One is that I'm in technology, so I could be a digital nomad. I could probably get contracts to do something in the tech field, and I could do that somewhere else in the world. My current plan is to go to Thailand. My wife bought me a round-trip ticket, to go to Thailand this year to go check it out. And I've been watching a lot of videos about it. I will say, just go check out some of the videos on YouTube, but the standard of living plus the lifestyle is great in Thailand. It has a certain kind of reputation, but it will become a very major country going forward, given the way that it's structured. The other thing also about retiring into retirement is, for example, your hobbies and the things maybe you want to do that can really impact society and give you satisfaction. So for example, I love jiu-jitsu. That's what I do for physical activity. It's really healthy. I'm going to go tonight. I know I'm going to sweat bullets, and I'm going to be working out with very young players and who will probably destroy me, but because I can do certain things, I know I'll be able to handle them. But that's the satisfaction of doing it. And now with retirement, I could probably spend more time doing that, because something like that, the mastery of something very complicated, takes a long time. The second thing also about it is I've always wanted to do something where I can make a meaningful contribution to society. I am regretful of the fact that in my occupation, I never could really do something impactful. And I think I'm not the only one in this category. I know many people in the corporate world wish they could do more, but just the way everything's structured, it's impossible. I mean, we have layers and hierarchies and, and just passive aggression, and it's just so not fun. And for me, to do something meaningful means to give back to society. And the way I want to do that are 2 ways. One is I want to contribute a lot more to my church. And the second thing is that I love cats, the feline species. And I've chosen to actually foster them. Now, I would love to take that into the next step where I can actually do something with them. I've seen things where there's these boxes that you can make and you could put them around so that any stray cats will have some place to go to for food and shelter. Now, there's obvious concerns about that from a health perspective. One of the reasons my wife told me not to do it in our home is the fact that if you have animals here, they could attract predators. So these are all concerns, but these are problems that can be solved, and I really like to focus on those problems. The other thing about retiring into retirement is just not having to worry that you have to go back out of retirement and go back into the workforce. So, I think when you take all of these little steps to start building the foundation for your retirement exit strategy, they will then, when you're ready to jump the cliff, you've got a landing pad, because now you have something there that can support you mentally, support you physically, and support you financially, possibly, in addition to what you're going to be taking out from your withdrawals. So that was a mindset shift that I needed to kind of adopt, and I know that many people are talking about those things, but one of the things I think I've told you in some of these other videos are that the mentality of retirement is much more important than not retiring at all and worrying about it. And I think many of the people that I've read on some of these comments have stated that as such, that they are very happy that they retired and they don't look back. I am really looking forward to that day. I just don't know how to visualize that. And perhaps that's really what I'm really saying to you, is that you have to kind of construct a framework and a visualization of what retirement could look like. Don't just take the kind of routine, I'm going to go retire at the beach and all this stuff and drink Mai Tais. No, it's not just that. I think you have to have a meaningful thing to go to that's outside of the comfort zone that you already have. That's it for today. I really thank you for watching this video. I think that I'm getting a little bit more traction nowadays, but you are coming and I appreciate that. Like and subscribe to this video, and I will see you into the next one.